out. I don't want to do that, but I want to bring the minimum in. Too much. No, I don't want 6-inch valve. Yes, not much range here, but I'm working with either to get this flow, 1/2 inch or 3/4 inch. Since I have a 3/4 inch pipe, it might be easier to get a 3/4 inch valve and a smaller CV. And that's how you select it. Once you select that, say, okay, that's the one I want, add that valve. It goes on the list. If I want to add another one, if I want to tag it, I put a name here for it. When I'm done with that, I can save the project, and we'll save that on the list. And now I can export the schedule, so it would look like. I want to email this to someone, for instance my distributor. I click on email. It's going to open up my email messages. And the distributor I want to put up there. And I'll send it as an order. That's the tool. That's the fast track. Now the valve tool, have you seen the valve tool earlier? No, okay. Trying to connect them to the Honeywell email system. Now I have it called the valve auto actuator estimating tool. Very similar, a little bit more to it. This will not place the order for you. The first thing that happens is it gives you this screen, says I agree that this is the pricing for now. And it is subject to change. If this screen does not come up, it's not working. We ran into some issues with Microsoft. It uses Excel. And Microsoft put out some patch to stop this from working. It was a security thing. So you might have to get a patch. If it doesn't work, either contact me or you can go to the Microsoft site and download the patch for Excel.
Is it good for at least 30 days or quote?
The quote? Well, no, the quote's good till the prices it puts on there is basically list price, and you can put your discount in there that your distributor gives you. So it's up to the distributor to tell you how good the price is for. The pricing in here is good until our next price increase, which is September. Now this one is the same type of tool where you can put together a quote for a customer. It has a lot of information. As you can see on this line item, schedule number, system function, you can put all sorts of names there, connection type. It gives you a lot of information. You may not need all that information. So the first thing you start with is click on more options. And here are all the items, here are all the columns that are in this. Now maybe you don't need to show net price, show model description or comments or anything else. You can take those out of the screen. If you want to put it in the PO format, this automatically just shows you line item, schedule number, and price, and so on. It's a much shorter list. And if I click on done, you can see that list changed considerably. So you do have the ability to, but I'm going to show all right now just because I can. And under more options, you also have the pricing, Canadian or US. Oh, and you can set the multiplier here too. So right now it's showing contractor price. I prefer to show list price. So when you get something from me or from the takeoff service, you'll get list price. Because depending on your volume and so on, that multiplier might change. And we just throw 0.5 as a suggested contractor price. And some contractors don't get that price. Depends on how dependent that contractor is. If the distributor is constantly, I know distributors that, you know, if they constantly have to help this person do everything, hold their hand through the whole job, well, they're not getting contractor price, they're getting a little higher. And if you're a big customer, you might get better. I don't know. But that's beyond my part. I just sell to distributors. So the only price I see is what they pay. Now if I want to select a valve, I'm going to add a new item. And I can give it a label like AG1, air handler number 1. I want one of those. The body type would be let's say a two-way valve. Flow type would be equal percentage. Close off, maybe I need a 50-pound close off. The media, I'm going to work with water again, but I could do steam or glycol, whatever, maybe glycol, 50% glycol, antifreeze. GPM, gallons per minute, let's say 30. What's a good number to use there? Your typical valve, 1 inch. Differential pressure, 4. Here, just calculated my CV. Inches, let's say it's a 1.5 inch pipe. Connection, NPT, and I can put descriptions in here so that when they look at it, oh, that was what that was for. Especially if you have like 200 valves on a list or something and you're putting a big building in, you kind of like to know where it's going and why the description may be important. The actuator itself could be 24 volt, modulating, maybe fail-safe, spring return. And I'm not going to touch the rating there. If I needed the calculator, I could click on the calculator here, and this will, I can put in flow rates and so on. If I'm doing steam, I can click on the steam one, and I can put in greater than 0 to 15 pounds or greater than 15 pounds. It changes somewhat. My flow rate in BTUs per hour, pounds per hour. Put my inlet steam in here, and it would calculate the CV rating needed for steam. When you're calculating your close off and so on, you want that to match whatever the coil has. So if you have a small coil, you want that to be at least the same or more. The drop across the valve to be more or the same as the coil. So if I click on, let's say ball valve to start with. Here are the ball valves that are available. They have those features. Brass or stainless steel. Close off is 100 pounds. 1 inch, 1.25 inches would give me that CV rating. I want 1.5 inches, so I'd have to push it down to get to that small CV rating. And characterized guide and so on, and the model numbers for the actuator. So I grab one of these, let's say I grab a 1 inch valve, and here it is. Puts it in the bottom here, gives a description, all that.